Okay, so we've got this great marketing tool on how to send out emails and text messages to our customers on hhimagehost, and it's all automated and it happens on its own and it's working and people are getting messages and responding and this is great. But what if I want to change when some of those messages are being sent? So in today's video, I want to show you just how to do that. Okay, so here I am logged into my HH Image Host event, and I am going to modify that marketing. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the marketing tab here, and it's going to take me to this page here. This is the event marketing funnel page. And so first thing I want to do is I want to set my time zone. So am I Eastern time, Central time, Mountain, or Pacific? I want to set those settings there and then save that change. And now I can go in and modify when I'm sending some of these messages. So the first thing I want to do is I want to modify, let's say I want to modify my buyer campaign. So folks have purchased, I've said thank you, I've reminded them of picture day that's coming up, and now picture day is come and gone, and I just want to update those last few messages. So to do that, we're going to come down to the buyer campaign here for prepay V2 campaigns. And right now it's set to start one day after purchase day. And there's going to be 6 messages sent out over that period. So let's go in and edit that. And I'm going to click this icon right here. And once I click on that icon, then I can see all the details for this particular campaign. So I can see here are the 6 broadcasts I'm going to be sending out. Here's the dates they're going to be sent. And again, because this is being used across all of my prepay events that I've got marketing turned on for, I can't put in a physical date here. I'm putting in a when should this campaign begin based off the dates of that event. And so we've got, one day after purchase day, 5 days until event date, 3 days after expiration date, and 6 days after expiration date. So you can see how we're using a calculation based off the dates we plugged into that event. But let's just say on this last one, I've got picture day was a blast and it's set to go 3 days after the expiration date. Well, I don't really want to do that because let's say for this particular one, I want to say this is the absolute last chance. You've got to order today because I'm going to submit the order tonight or tomorrow. So maybe I want to change this from 3 days after expiration date to the day of the event. So to do that, we're going to click on this edit icon right here, and it's going to bring up the message composer screen. And so I want you to focus on this top section right here, the message send details. And so the first thing you're seeing is a description. So this is just a short verbal description, text description of what this particular broadcast is about, just something to remind me what I'm trying to say in this broadcast. But here below that is really where I want you to focus. So we've got what time of day. You can adjust that if you want to. Maybe we want to change that from 12:30. We want to put that up to maybe 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 3:30 in the afternoon. So to do that, I'm going to click the up arrow until I get to 3, and I'm going to change this to 3:15. So I'll click my down arrow until I get to 15, and for 3:15 p.m., perfect. Click out of that. So now that's just going to send at 3:15 p.m., but I don't want to send it 3 days after the expiration date. I want to send it one day, or sorry, the day of the event. So I'm going to change this to 0 days after event date. That was really fast. Let's go through this again. So for sending the broadcast date, it uses this calculation right here. So how many days are we calculating off of a date of the event? And are we going days after or days until? So we're counting down to the event date or to the expiration date, or are we counting up from days after the purchase date or after the event date? So we've got that selected there. And honestly, with this being 0, you could do either. And now, what date are we wanting to calculate off of? And so that's where this drop down comes into play. So we can say, when is the event date? That would be like picture day. Publish date is when did this event become live? Expiration date, when is this event set to expire? Login date is so the date that after somebody logs in, or purchase date, the day they actually make a purchase. So I could have this set to say on the date of picture day, I want to send it at 3:15 p.m. to say picture day was a blast this morning, and if you want to order, today is your absolute last chance to get in before I submit this order to the lab. But I know many of you are also going into multi-day shoots, so one event date isn't going to cut it. The event date you're putting in there is the first picture day, but you still have to go back the next day to get the other half of the school or the other half of the sports team. So in that case, you may want to change that to, instead of 0 days after event date, change that to 1 days before until expiration date. So now we're saying 1 day before this event expires, give them this last opportunity. And in that case, when I do that, and I come down here and hit save, now the second to last message is going to send 1 day until expiration date. And so now you can see, you can go in here and change the schedule to any of these broadcasts, any of these emails and text messages, so that they're sending on a schedule that's going to fit for you and that's going to help your customers. Now, some of you are asking the question, why do we even have this option to send it 6 days after expiration date? I mean, if the event's expired, what's the whole point? Well, in my next video, I'm going to show you why that is so important. So check it out. Otherwise, if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call. Have a great day.